performing, that information forming. Important, you get a portion of fortune pouring. Confession, fortune me blessings, so now they snoring. You mellow, so focus on scoring. Got you underperforming. I never expect something, never assume nothing. Judging me for my past, but that's why I'm triumphant. I don't demand, I know where I stand like engineer hands. Watch how my life pans. Cut that game plan, show out like a drotter, pop out like a cutter. Telling the kick rock, skipping the course, squares like hopscotch. This gonna be my mood to my beat drop. Putting my boogie shoes in my diddy boots, ain't no stop. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'm gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'm gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Congratulations on the celebration. I know I'm dope without a need of validation. No congratulations.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday, good people. What's poppin'? It's my favorite night of the week. Why? Because I get to spend these next to 60 to 90 minutes with each and every one of you. Good evening, happy Thursday. Welcome to Thursday Night with me, your girl, Lady Dawn B. Where we at? On the Bravo with Sheila Network. You know what we do every Thursday night. We come here for great conversation, great company. It has been an amazing month, and I am so glad that you decided to tune in on tonight. I could not wait. February has been an amazing month, and I hope that you have enjoyed it from beginning to end. So let me holler at some good people I see in the comments already in the house. You know what we like to do. Hold up before I even get to the comment section. We do that triplet here on the Bravo with Sheila Network. Help us grow this space and get the great conversation out there. So I see my mama, the one who pushed me out, her fourth of her fourth. I shut it down, y'all. After me, she said there's no more. She did what she needed to do, and here I am. And I'm here with you. She is none other than Pastor Rosa Griffin, aka Mama Rosa. She's no stranger here. Y'all know she serves it up real good across the street on the SIM channel. She brings that good word, what you need to get you going and keep you through your week. So hey, mommy, how you doing? She's in the house. We see the psalmist voice. We got Antoinette. We got our number one bravette. Ine Kenya is in the building. Per usual, she don't miss not one moment, and we are glad she is here with us. I'm excited about tonight. This month has been great. I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to bring up my peoples. We're going to have some guests coming in and out, so don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. But I do want y'all to like, subscribe, and share if you don't mind. And if you would, please, ma'am and sir, we want to get some good people going in this good space right here. I'm going to share right now myself, so y'all bear with me while I'm sharing. I'm sharing and I'm sharing, okay? Because we're going to get the people in tonight because you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss. Come on, I act like we in church right now. Turn to your neighbor and tap him on the shoulder. Say, you don't want to miss what's going down tonight, okay? Oh, hey, all right now. Come on and share. And while we are yet in the spirit of sharing, I'm going to share this stage, this platform, this space with my girls on tonight. And again, we're going to have some people, some fellas coming in, and then I want to greet everybody. We're going to get it going on this evening. I hope you're as excited as I am. So first, I want to say the month of February, we have been talking about when loved right. You know, February is the month of love. And, you know, it's Valentine's Day and everybody's doing a whole lot of extra loving on each other. Or at least they trying to, I hope, you know, but we should be loving each other heavy every day. Not just 1 month out of the year, but every day we have a reason to love somebody. So this month we've been talking about when loved right, and we kicked it off with the ladies' room, talking about when loved right, women glow. There's something that comes out of us when we're receiving the love that we need within us from those around us. And so when we're loved right, there is a glow that cannot be compared to any other kind of glow. And then we turned it around to self-love. We talked about when loved right, loving me. What happens when I love me? When I'm loved right, I can teach somebody else how to love me right. And I won't accept somebody loving me wrong or less than. So that's about building up self-love. Then we brought in the men folk, mighty God. If you have not tuned into the men's lounge, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's hot and heavy, good conversation in there. And we talked about with the men, when loved right, men do what? They grow. When we're loving on our men, they shoulders puff up, their chest sticks out. Guess what? They go out there ready to combat hell with a water pistol, and they come back victorious. So, ladies, you want to see your man conquer? Love him right. Love him right. You want to see your brothers conquer? Love them right. You want to see your daddy be the king that he is? Love him right. So the man can grow. When he grows, you grow. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help somebody. And then we had When Loved Right. We talked about love, marriage, and ministry. Brought in two amazing couples who shared the journey of what it was like to first to love and to fall in love and be in love, and then take that love and turn it into a marriage, and what that experience was like. And then not just marriage, but to add on top of the two becoming one, now you've added a whole host of God-given congregation and turned that ministry, that marriage, into a ministry. And it was amazing. Go catch that replay. But on tonight, to wrap it up, we are going to have a good old time. Tonight is open mic poetry night. Let's talk about love. We came to share some poetry, some open conversation, some dialogue on love. Nothing heavy. We want to keep it light tonight. We want to celebrate. If you feel like you want to share a verse or something like that, just let me know. We'll make it happen. So I couldn't do this with anybody else, but this lady right here, I call her my poetic partner. We holding it down all the time over there for HG Forever. That is our writing group. They're founded by Dr. Elaine Sanders and Coach Pache Felton. And she and I connected on so many different levels. She's no stranger. She's been here before. Y'all know. You all love her. My girl, Antoinette Saunders. I'm bringing her up here, a.k.a. my partner. Come on in the house. What's popping, partner?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, son? Let's get it. Turn to your neighbor and say, let's get it.
Come on. What we doing? We gonna get it.
We gonna get it. We gonna get it.
There you go. We starting already. It's already getting crunk, y'all.
Right.
Like, subscribe, and share. I'm gonna get to everybody in the comments in a second, but I also want to bring up another sister from another Mrs. and Mr. who, she just came grafted into my life, and I thank God for that. And she is an author as well and has her own book with some poetic, sultry soul, poetic versage. It's not a word, but it's going to be a word tonight.
Oh, right.
Some versages. She has some versages. Yes. And she is in the person of the distinguished Toastmaster, Michelle Roach. Come on up, sis. How you doing?
Come on, Michelle. Come on, Michelle. Get it.
This is good. You on mute, baby girl. Come on, say hi to the people. What's popping? So the ladies are here so far. How are you doing, Mama?
I am doing great. I see my sister. Yeah, she's still standing, Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, she do. We don't fall down like the Weeble Wow.
Hey, you know how we do. Down. You know how we do.
That is how we do. Fitting. That name.
You are at home in North Carolina. So hey, come on, my sister. Say.
Oh Lord, here we go. So welcome, y'all. You know what it is again, and I am your gracious Thursday night host in the person of Lady Dawn B, aka Elder Dawn. Sometimes depending on when and where and how you know me. And as always, we want to pay homage to the Queen Bee of the Bravo with Sheila Network herself, in the person of Pastor Sheila Ingram. She is as dope as they come. Yes. Okay, she listen, that's full service right there. All right, and over here on the Bravo with Sheila Network, we, as I like to put this disclaimer out here, just so we're clear, okay, we are not experts. We're only experts on us. But, we've come to share our experience. We come to share our knowledge, and we come to just share our hearts with you. So with that also being said, listen, we welcome and embrace everyone, everybody. Again, this side of the street is not Christian based, although we are believers, and I tell y'all all the time, I'm a God's girl. So wherever I am, you're going to get a little bit of Jesus. It's just unapologetically, because that's what I know. So just wanted to put that out there. And again, we welcome everyone in your rightful space with all due respect and honor to whatever it is that you believe. Listen, we honor. If it's going to make your life better, we honor it with you. If you love it, we like it. And so we just want you to be welcomed on tonight. So like, subscribe, and share. And we're going to get this good thing going on tonight. This open mic poetry night. But before we do, I want to get back in the comments. Let's finish greeting the people. And then we're going to get into it, ladies. Excuse me. Like I said, we got Pastor Rosa in the house, aka Mama Rosa. And again, if you want a good word, all you got to do is go right across the street. If you go out here, you go right across the street. You can't miss it. The minute you get into the lobby, you're going to see the SIM channel right across the street over there where Pastor Rosa, Pastor Sheila, Reverend Jenny, they serving it up over there. Get you a good word, encouragement, will get you through the day, the night, the week, whatever you're going through, it will take you there. And then we have also in the comments, the psalmist voice, aka Pastor Chris, saying, let's go, blessings, Bravo Nation. Y'all know what it is. He is one of the anchors over in the men's lounge. They are always bringing the fire. I promise you, tap in, ladies. This is when we get to lean in and learn something. And we got our girl Antoinette. She already here. She greeting the people, saying hello. We have, again, our number one Bravette, Anae Kenya is in the house. Pastor Chris says, we ready? Let's go. Oh, and there she goes. The Dr. Elaine Sanders, her, and she says, hello, beautiful. Hello, gorgeous. How you doing? Listen, tune in on Monday nights on here on the Bravo with Sheila Network, because Dr. Elaine and Lady Coach Pache, they are putting it down on Monday nights beyond the mic at 7 p.m. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. The Bravo with Sheila Network is doing some stuff, y'all. We doing some stuff. We making life happen over here. Okay, Autumn, push the button. I got so excited. I'm pushing myself out the show. We ain't even start yet. Help me, Lord. So Mama says, hey, partner. Yeah. And then yeah, Michelle is out of control. That's what she does.
Get it.
Then we got my good other bestie, Elaine Edwards, hailing from North Carolina. Good to see you, sis. Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. So let's like, subscribe, and share. We want to get this party started tonight. I wanted to wrap up this month in a light way. Oh, hold on. The other half of HG showed up. Pache Felton said, let's get it. Yeah. Let's go. We gonna make it happen. You know, if y'all want to come up, I'm gonna send you the link. Don't worry about it. You just come on in the house. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's get this good love conversation going. But I wanted us to wrap up this month talking about when loved right in a lighter way, in a fun way. Poetry and writing is it's therapeutic for me. It's one of my ways of release and a great way of expression. So the whole experience of writing is something that is actually, for me, it's like it's breath, it's what helps me breathe. As Shay said, I'm staying in my lane. You don't have to spit a verse. You don't have to spit a verse. Listen, you're right. I hear you. I don't want you to say self and self say, huh? I don't want
no conversations between self and
huh.
Not today.
Not today. But what we do want to do is, we want you to be able to share. It's not just poetry, but we want to share, our thoughts on love and some experiences, because the point is we want to have real conversation with real resolutions. We don't want to just spend this time here talking, and when we walk away, we don't have any nuggets, jewels, gems, or tools that is going to help us, later on down the line that we can apply. She said, right, that's not poetry. Listen, it is a good time tonight already. So, hey, bitches, Taylor, how are you doing? What's good? Thank you for joining us on tonight. We want to continue to do what? Like, subscribe, and share so that we can get the good people in here and out there. So I'm doing that again right now if you haven't already. So y'all bear with me. I see you. We're not going to hold you up. I promise. We're going to get this good thing going. But what I do want to say is that tonight we want to have a really good time. I wanted us to be able to, again, just share and this, wrap it up real light with something fun and easy. And so we are really grateful to be in the building on tonight. We got Nia Davis in the house saying, God bless you. And I'm so proud of my cousin. Love you. And she says, God bless you, ladies. Hey, Nia, God bless you too. Thank you for joining on tonight. So the first thing I want to do is I want to just ask the ladies a question, and we're going to get into some good poetry. I'm even going to share something that I recently wrote. All right. So y'all, this is like press. So, you know, y'all bear with me. All right. Be easy. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
Say it to me.
So my question to you ladies on tonight, and I'm going to start with you, partner, is while we're talking about when loved right, can you share when you hear that term, that sentence, that statement, when loved right, what does that mean to you, or what does it make you think of?
Oh, when loved right, the first thing that, again, for those of you who've heard my story before, it becomes safety, right? When you are loved right, you feel safe, you feel nurtured, you feel supported, you feel important, you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel all of those things. So for me, when the loving is right and the loving is doing what the love is supposed to do, when the love is giving love, honey. Okay? When the love is giving love.
Watch your voice. Watch your voice now. Watch
We
your voice.
glow, right? The men grow and we glow. We walk different. We talk different. We smile different. We saunter different. I know I get a pep in my step when things is all right.
Listen, there be some swaying in these here hips now. Come on.
She dipping and diving, but everything about you, it just shifts. It becomes a big shift. And so it just means when you loved right, you just, all is well in the land of the living when you are loved right.
Hey now.
All's well.
Sun shines a little brighter.
Come on now.
The breeze feels a little warmer.
The rain is gone.
Or maybe a little cooler. You know, the breeze do what it do when you love right. Come on here. Come on.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm going to bring it in. Cache says, come on in here.
We're here now. Listen.
We just keeping it real. We just talking about what we talking about. We talking about. Bitch said, girl, I'm trying not to be carnal in my mind.
It's all right, BB. It's all right, BB. It's all right, BB.
Okay, let me give the disclaimer again.
We just
shifted a little bit. Sheila Network. On this side of the street, this is not the Christian channel. So we are free to be a little bit free. That's all I'm saying. It's a little bit free. It's a bit free, you know. So it's all right. A little carnality here and there. We just keeping it real. You know, you gotta be in your feelings is in your feelings. You know what you be feeling.
Just too much.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Nia says, when God sends you a person who first loves God first and honors God, respect their mother and father, and respect you as their wife, and honor you and love you like Christ loved the church. That's right. Good all by itself, Nia. Come through. I told y'all, like I said, we're not a Christian network over here on this side. We are open to everyone and everything, but we talking about what we talking about. Told you, I'm a God's girl, so you're going to get a little Jesus. So I know where she's coming from. Absolutely. You might get a whole lot of Jesus. It just depends on how it's flowing. Hey, Alicia, she says, good evening, blessings, ladies. We are glad you are here on tonight. But yes, when loved right. And you know, this is the thing also. Now I'm gonna, you know, I'm a sidebar for a second before we get to Michelle, because Nia brought up a good point. And from the biblical and spiritual reference, yes, you know, she is correct. And we're talking about in marriage, but there's so many steps that we have to go through before we even get to that place of marriage. You know, there's so many different nuances, you know, that we experience before we even get there. So that whole process, the love can't begin at the altar. It has to begin way before that, you know. But you're absolutely right, you know, and that's good. That's good and good. Oh, shucks. Here we go. Hold on. She said, I said, I'm good. Just wanted to make us laugh. Okay, Beatrice. Okay, listen.
Come on, baby.
Right. You move as you see fit to move. We ain't mad at you here. We not mad. You know, we not flow with it, have it, lean with it, rock with it, whatever works for you. We okay tonight. Nia says, if they love God, honor God, they will honor you as a lady.
Absolutely.
We hope so. We hope so. Some, not all, because there are times. Some, not all, but yes, they should. They should. But truth be told, again, there's so many facets to love. And I think one thing you have to do, love has so many dimensions to it that I like to define things. I'm going to clarify and define. Like when you say you love me, what does that mean? Right. And, you know, I ask that because we all have a definition of love can be different. The way we receive and give love is definitely different. So we have to be open and willing to learn love on different levels. Just because we don't love in the same way doesn't mean one is right or wrong. And I think we have to break that mentality of something being right and wrong through expression. As long as now what's wrong is, you know, don't violence is wrong. Absolutely. You know, but just because you may express your love through gifts and someone else may express their love through service, you know, one is not right or wrong. It's just different. So we have to embrace those differences. Let's see. Elaine says, some, not all, people have to first love themselves from a healed place. That's a whole mouthful right there. And amen. And amen. All right, y'all. We're going to get it going. Before we get to Michelle, we got we gonna bring up you know, another voice in the house. So we want some balance tonight. So, you know, we done pulled in, you know, one of the heavy hitters. We invited the men from the men's lounge, you know, so some of them might pop in and pop out, but we got ladies, we got one of the co-anchors. Yeah, we got a co-anchor up in the piece on tonight.
Michelle said no.
Listen, we're not fighting tonight. It's love. Hello, ma'am. It's Thursday night with Lady Dawn B. It's Thursday night with Lady Dawn B.
Dawn,
ma'am, let's talk about.
Do I have a button where I can drop him to the lounge? Do I have that?
It's not your turn. It's not your turn yet. Not your turn, ma'am.
All right.
Not your turn. So, as I was saying, I'm going to bring up to the platform. You know him, you love him. And I keep telling y'all, he's a whole experience and an encounter. Okay. Once you had the experience, once you ride the ride, it's unforgettable. Okay. And ma'am, it's Thursday night with Lady Dawn B.
Dawn, don't
let me host my. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna bring to the platform none other than the psalmist voice in the person of Pastor Christopher Newton. Come on up and say hello to the people. What's popping?
Hello.
Oh, okay. I heard all the stuff in the back, and I'm gonna play nice because it's a love night, and I'm not gonna go there. But God bless you, distinguished Toastmaster Michelle Roach. She's in the building. And also to Sister Annette. God bless you, sir. I mean, ma'am. You guys are I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm still getting off work, so y'all have to excuse me. I kind of rushed
together. Get that
to make the part. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I'm good now. I'm ready. I think it was the head wrap that really messed me up a little bit. It threw me off, but I'm sorry. But anyway, that's an inside joke. Yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for having me. I'm ready to get it in. I won't do poetry because that's not my thing, but I do have a word to drop. You don't have to put me in. You can put me last because you know how I do. So I want to enjoy the poetry, especially from the distinguished Toastmaster. I can't wait to hear that piece. And of course, you know, I know Annette and you, Lady Dawn, y'all be having some Love Joan thing going on. So I'm just going to be back here snapping my fingers, you know, doing one of these. And I'm just going to sit back, relax out. If you ask me to say something, I will. But other than that, I'm going to go last because I got a bomb to drop. You know how we do. But anyway, God bless you all. What's good? Bravo Nation. We in the building, Men's Lounge representing. So let's get it. Let's go. I'm going to shut up. I'm done. So back to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate the station break. All right. So again, you know, we are going to be sharing some poetic pieces on tonight. Like I said, I'm even going to share one that I recently wrote, just fresh off the press a little bit. But Michelle, I want to get to you, and I'm gonna unmute you, and I'm gonna need you to play nice because this is not a fight night. This is a love night, y'all. It's a love tonight. Let's talk about love. Can we just talk about it? Just talk about it. That's all. So we're gonna talk about love. So Michelle, I want to ask you, as I did to my partner, when you hear the phrase "when loved right," and again, we're talking about love on tonight, what does that mean to you? What does that make you think of?
Well, I have to agree first with everything Antoinette said. But when I hear that statement, the first thing I think of is a two-way street. If I feel loved, then I want him to feel loved as well. I don't want it to be one-sided. So when I think about love, I think about one, just being there for each other. You know, whether you turn right or left, if everyone else says no, he knows and I know that we're going to be one-minded and make sure that each one of us have what we need. You know, we started off with, and Don, you know, I always say you started off with that, you know, eyeball to eyeball, and at some point you say, yes, this is the one. So don't just walk away from what you started with. Stay focused. Know there's a reason why you said you love that person. And there's a reason why you said, I love you back. So don't lose that over the course of, you know, as time goes by. Stay focused. Stay focused on what that particular person needs from you and make sure that you know, giving back what they need. So when I think about that term, I think about, hey, my partner is just as happy as I am. It's not one-sided.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for that. That's right. Love is a two-way street. What's her name used to sing that song? I found love on a two-way street. That one.
Okay, I'm done.
Ma'am, it's Thursday night with Lady Dawn B. It's Thursday night. It's Lady Dawn B. It's not Wednesday night. It's Thursday night. We gonna act right tonight. Thursday night. I can get up and walk. It's Thursday. I waited all week long for Thursday.
I feel the love.
You feel that? Okay, because I do. I love you all up in here on a Thursday. So thank you, Michelle. So Pastor Chris, I want to ask you the same question I've asked of the ladies to get your take, your share. And then ladies, I want you to get ready to share some poetry with us. So find a good piece that y'all want to share on tonight. Please, y'all like, subscribe. Not even please. I'm not going to do we just like, subscribe, and share. Continue to put this great content out there. Like I said, we're gonna have fun on tonight. We're wrapping up this month of love. So, Pastor Chris, when you hear the term and you shared in the men's room, you've been around, you've been here the whole month, but you know, you hear. But when you hear the term of when loved right, what does that mean to you? What does that make you think of? What's the reflections that come to your mind?
Well, when you're loved right, you move different. Like I think that when you have been combated with so much pain and anguish and people playing you out and talking about you, all this stuff, and then when you come to a place of healing, you get to a place where you walk different, you talk different, you smell the roses better, the sky's more clearer, you're not more all fogged up with drama, your head's unclouded, you can think better, you can write better, so these are the clouds that we always kind to keep on the back end as far as, because that's what we're used to. When we're coming out of something that has been traumatic or bad or what have you, we like to carry our little gray cloud around. And a lot of times when we carry that gray cloud, we can miss something new. We can miss that rainbow. We can miss the beautiful sky because we're so dampened with stuff. So I'm going to say all this to say, when you are loved right, you walk different, you talk different, you move different. You got to be able to get out of your head, get out of your drama, get out of what Pookie and them said about you, what Ray and them said. You got to get out all of that. And sometimes you might have to take a few years. It's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you got to just close yourself off to get yourself back where you need to be. There's nothing wrong with that. And see, a lot of times we get nasty with it. We get nice nasty, as they say. And that's not a way to do it, because you're not going to heal being nice nasty. Be who you are authentically. Not everybody can handle it. And I know how it is in the East Coast, because I'm from the East Coast. Some of y'all brothers, y'all be tripping. I mean, I'm just saying. And some of y'all females up there, y'all be tripping too, but this is not the show for that. They ain't bashing. All I'm saying is we have to come to a place where we could talk about love. We could talk about what we've been through, and we could talk about, wow, I never thought in 2024 that I could meet this fool, and I can call him fool, and I still get butterflies. Just saying. So that's my 3-piece special. I'm going to drop the mic. I'm done. Back to you.
Well, thank you for that. You summed it up wonderfully. Let's see. Holla at my girl, Sister Erica, my sis. What's up, beautiful? Thank you for popping on tonight. Come on and join us. We talking about love, sis. We're talking about love when loved right. And I want to thank you guys for sharing your perspective on the topic and on that line. Where it really originated from was a conversation that I was having with some of my girlfriends. And a lot of times, what was resounding to me in our conversation is that some of us were still stuck in a place of complaint through relationships that were over a long time ago, and you moved on to other things and other people, and some are even remarried. But, it made me question, like, are you really, how are you loving each other? How are you loving the person that you're with now? When you're still holding on to, when you still have a stain of this, are you holding that person responsible for what the last person did? We all are going to have some baggage that we carry with us, no matter what. We're all going to have a little bit of residue, no matter what. But when it comes to loving someone right, what I shared with them and what I was saying to them, in my opinion and in my experience from my walk, what I've learned in loving right is that everything doesn't have to be perfect, but I have to be able to treat you right. In that, I have to be able to acknowledge that this is the space that I'm still struggling with a little bit, but I'm not allowing it to keep me captive. I'm not allowing it to dampen my view of love. I'm not allowing it to break me off, from being open to loving someone else. And I'm not going to use my pain or my prior experience as a punishment and holding you hostage to pay the price of what someone else did that had nothing to do with you. In order for me to love you right, I have to be able to say to you, like, I'm not perfect. I'm in a place where I'm healed, but this is an area that I'm learning to trust again. This is the area I'm trying to rebuild that again. And I'm telling you, because I don't want it to affect how I'm loving you or how you're loving me. I'm trying to love you whole. I want you to love me whole. And we have to learn how to love each other the right way. Love has to be built. I do believe that love is unconditional. Some people are like, well, how is that? If you tell somebody I love you and they're like, but we attach so many deeds and tasks to love. If you do this, I'll love you. If you, act this way, I'll love you. If you buy me this, I love you. And, in conversation, I'm always like, no, that's not somebody loving you. That's them loving what you do. That's them loving the expression of your love, but that's not them loving you. I have to love you unconditionally because you're a person, just because you exist, just because at the core of who you are. And I've learned from me, here goes the God factor. I didn't do anything for God to love me. The only thing that we did as human beings with God's loving us is that we sinned. That's why he sent Christ to die for us, because we sinned. He wanted to bring us back. So with that in mind, I'm like, how can I possibly charge somebody else to be loved when I wasn't charged to be loved? You have a right, and love is best used and equipped. It's made for, not the butterflies, not the dinners, not the strolls on the beach. That's not what love is really made for. Love is really made for those moments when it's hard, when those difficult times, when we're struggling. That's where you apply the love, because it's the love that has the ability and the capacity to withstand those hard times. It's going to be the glue that you need, you know, to get you through them. So for me, that's what comes to me when it comes to when loved right, what that means. Beatrice says yes. Erica says amen. And Pache says creating a safe space for every part of you to be loved. Exactly. Exactly. When loved right. And you know what? While she's talking about creating a safe space for every part of you to be loved, I want to add to that and say the first safe space that has to be created for you, for every part of you to be loved, is within you.
That's right.
You have to create the safe space for you to love every part of you first. I don't like every part of me, but I love every bit of me. You know,
That's
so
good.
I have to create that for me.
And I think too, Dawn, I think sometimes we get in the habit of placing expectations on people that we're not even capable of meeting.
Come on.
So, you know, I've heard people say, oh, well, he got to have 6 figures, or he got to have this and he got to that. Well, but what you got? You got a
1.5 figures.
you got a 2-figure salary. What you got, boo? What you got?
1.5 figures. She ain't making
what is happening? What is happening? And I think if we took just a little bit of time to look at what it is we are bringing to the table. And sometimes we're in positions where we are the table, okay? And I'm nice enough to give you a seat. But in some situations, that's not the case. So what are we bringing to the table, and what are we coming together as a unit to create this one piece of wholeness? So I would never place expectations on someone that I know I'm not capable of meeting. I would never ask something of someone that I am not willing to give or do. And that is a part, I was going to say that is a part of my healing process, because Chris said it. He said, sometimes you have to separate yourself, and sometimes it takes years. And I'll be the first one to tell you, it is taking years. I'm almost at the finish line, but I'm not there yet. And I know the areas in which I still like dip the toe in and bring it right back. Be like, nah, I'm good. Because I'm a hopeless romantic. If we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, let's get to the core. I want to do that like the eyes across the room. You love God, I love God, and it's just unicorns and butterflies and elephants and tutus. I'm that kind of person, right? But because of the jade, and because I see him, because of all my past, right? It has jaded me. It has tainted me. So I look at things differently. But I'm trying really hard to get back to that place of, this is all right. Let's do this. Like I'm ready to just dive head first. But like I said, that expectations, I would never expect something from someone that I am not able to provide. So I want us to come in on the same street, on the same corner, on the same boulevard. I don't want you down the block, around the corner, and upstairs 6 flights in the tenement building. I don't want you there. I want us to come in at the same level so we can grow together. So I had to say that, because the piece that I want to read is about letting go. And in the process of letting go is where I'm beginning to find me. So that story will be shared when I get to that piece. But
that's good, partner. That's good. You said so many gems and nuggets, and it's so very true. I know in my journey, I had to come to the point, and I said this, like I did my work, I did my healing, I sat myself, and we are always, okay, let's be real about this. Healing is an ongoing process.
Never stop.
You're only as healed for as much as your scar can bear the weight.
Come on.
We will never be 100% totally healed. And if you are the one exception to the rule that is 100% totally healed, guess what? You ain't gonna want to date nobody, because you're gonna be looking at them saying they're broken.
Yes.
You know, we all have to have that thorn in our flesh to remind us of the grace. We have to exude grace to one another. You know, it can't be, a lot of us we want to be with someone who's healed so that we can remain broken.
Right.
So that we don't have to give, we have to receive. So then it's just about me, and because of my feelings and because of my emotions, it's like, no. We have to have that grace one for the other, like you said, meeting, you know, in that space. Sometimes you meet somebody you have healed for as far as you can, and you will meet someone who's supposed to partner with you on the rest of your healing journey, because work untested is not proven.
Nope.
You know, I did my work. And I was like, okay, I'm good. And I was saying, like, you know, I'm the best date, you know, I'm the best date ever. I would date me, you know, I was like, but I can't date me because I'm healed now. You know, it was like I went through my stuff and I was like, yeah. And God was like, really? Okay, so let's go. Let's get you. I was like, no.
You know? Right. Like, my bad. I was just joking.
Right. You asking too much now. I said I did the work and I'm healed and I'm ready, you know. But you don't know how good of a date or of a person you're until you actually get yourself back. And I can sit back and say I'm the greatest date ever and I'm just amazing and wonderful. But until you get in the space with somebody where it's like, oh, okay, well, but when I did my work by myself, you know, again, it's by yourself. But relationship is about being in partnership. So we have to be very careful in that healing process. And okay. I'm transparent. Like I'll be a runner, a track star. I will be. I'll be out. Like you tap my emotions. I'm like, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot for me, you know. But there comes a point in time where you get tired of running. You know, there was nowhere else for me to run to. There's nowhere else, you know, for you to go. Like you're gonna run in a circle. I'll wait. You know, just like wait, I'll wait. Right. Just when you're tired. When you tired, you're not tired? Okay, 5 more minutes. Okay. You know, it's like, and you just prolonging, you know, And I really did. I had to get to that point where I had a passe moment. I said self and self said, huh? You know, right?
What you want? Right. I'm listening.
What you want, self. But you know, it's important that we do that, you know, and you have to take the time to prove your work. I had to get to the point where I was confident in the work that I did within myself to say, you know what, I'm positive that what I have now, I have the capacity, I'm equipped and the skills to be able to manage different things in a relationship now. I know how to apply those things now. I know how to be in a better space now, even while I'm still yet healing in some other spaces. And when something starts to get close to a nervous, I'm like, oh, all right, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Then let me pause the process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm because I want to run. And I'm trying, you know, my ankles be tapping, they be ready. But I'm like, okay, I'm a hold out. I'm gonna hold out.
Pivot, honey. Power in the pivot.
Listen, right in the pivot. So
power
yeah,
in the pivot.
So I just wanted to tag that on to what you were saying. Pastor Chris, you want to say something before I let Antoinette read her poem?
What you saying, Pastor?
Okay, he don't want to share. He ain't ready to share. Okay. He's gonna hold it. He's gonna hold his mule.
Y'all talking about being track stars and all this stuff. Look, this is a little too much. I'm trying to take it all in, and then now we got to go into these pieces off of that comment. Look. You know what? I'm gonna have to get my ice. Okay, let me go and get my ice and calm myself down. Because y'all taking this like get me, but it needs to be heard. In other words, this needs to be said. So I'm not being all super religious here because again, we all need to hear this. But that's what I wanted to say.
Keep in mind too, Pastor, these are all coming from our personal experiences, right? Like Dawn said, we're not experts in any of this. But I know I'm an expert in my experience because I know what I've gone through. I know what I've been through, and I know what my healing journey and process is like. So I don't want you to get too much ice. So just be good, okay?
Talk maybe 2 cubes, maybe like 3 cubes that you just.
Nice. You sure? I'm only gonna need 3.
Like, subscribe, and share. 3.
Right, 3.
Well, that too, but then you go. Then after you. Antoinette, it's going to be the Toastmasters, so I'm going to need more than 3 cubes.
Okay.
But anyway,
we're trying to ration it out. Help you ration it out.
I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave it alone. So I'm going to be quiet. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. I'm pausing. I'm done.
Really?
My thing is this. We often run away from the things that are hardest for us, which is why we end up in this repetitive cycle. And I've said this on different shows about ending up with this, being attracted to the same spirit with a different face. And it's because we keep running from the same thing. And until you stop, that's a whole word. We're going to do a whole show on that. I'm just saying that's what I learned. That was my problem. Instead of confronting it and dealing with, because eventually you're going to have to. you know, and then I had to come to terms with myself. Like, what was my issue? What was bringing me there? What was going on within me that kept attracting this to me, you know, and why was I receiving it? And that's the hard work that we don't want to do. You know, it's the whole scenario of walking in front of the mirror naked and standing there and embracing yourself. You know, women, we like to stand there. Listen, you get your face beat and you know you got your do done and you got on that nice right tight outfit, you know, and you will stand there and stare at yourself in the mirror. Think about how long you look at yourself in the mirror when you are done up, knowing that you are, yes, I did that. God, you did a wonderful work with me today. How long do we stand there and do that? But
so
if we took that amount, but how quick do we get out of the mirror when we roll out of the bed in the morning after you wash your face? We do the essentials and we out. We never stand there for long just looking. Why? Because we don't want to see the flaws. We don't want to see the scars. We don't want to see, you know, our issues. And we have to learn how to stand there and be able to take those. So that's why I'm saying, you know, it's important that we learn. And I had to stop running. I did. There ain't nowhere else to go, girl. Okay. Like I said, spirit was just like, I'll wait for you right here because you got to deal. And once you deal, you'll find that you're freer. And then love takes on a whole nother life for you because you're loving from a whole different space. And everything that you ever wanted is in that space. I'd rather be afraid in love than afraid to love. I'm going to leave that right. So come on in, read your, Michelle, you want to say something? I'm sorry.
I just want to say, like everyone has said, you know, I see Antoinette is putting her glasses on. She's already hyped to bring it to the table. But again, as everyone stated, the confidence in yourself, because if I can take it back or throw it back, as they would say, when they was like that 36, you know, 30, and and yeah, I don't think I have to say anything more than because that was not, God did not bless me. So again, you know, being that confident, walking in myself, knowing who I am and expecting to be loved for who I am, not for what you want me to go buy and puff up and you know, implant and all of that just so you can say, yeah, girl, So again, accepting him for who he is, just coming together. And what's very important to me, as I said before, is communication, listening, knowing that, okay, I can be me, knowing that you're going to listen and hear me. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. It's not all about Michelle, it's all about us. And that's what's important to me.
Well, that's good.
Build that relationship on friendship. Let's don't lose what connected us. Let's don't throw the friendship, you know, over our shoulder. No, we want to hold on to that. Even when it's time for you to say, hey, you know, this not going to work. Let that friendship allow you to walk away, not hating each other, not throwing, you know, everybody under the bus just because it didn't work out. Let that friendship be the focus. Let that love that you have for that person still support them when it's time to say, hey, you go that way, I'm going that way, and respect what you had.
That's good. Thank you for sharing. I want to read these two comments and then we're going to let my poetic partner share. Nia said, that's why it's very important that you get healed and become whole first before you step into the next relationship. You have to forgive and let go the past so you can be successful in your present.
That's right.
Amen. Agreed. Right. And Elaine says, Dr. Elaine says, we either hurt and heal or continue to hurt. Selah on that. Oh my. Come on, like, subscribe, and share, good people. It is open mic poetry night. I promise you we're going to bring you some good poetic pieces on tonight. So come through, partner. Come on and share. Michelle, get ready to share next.
This one is called Let Go. And again, this is going right back to what Pastor Chris said, because when he said it, it hit home. And for me, a big turning point was when I realized that it was definitely time to let go. So I'll just give you the backstory, and then it goes right into my piece. So it says, while every other area in my life seemed to be in alignment, there was one area in which I struggled profusely. And that's in the relationship department. I'm responsible. I take care of my bills. I have an awesome career. I drive a nice whip. And I have a couple of coins in case of an emergency. Sounds like I got it together, right? Wrong. In my continuous search to find true love and fill a void, I hit quite a few obstacles and roadblocks. Again, from not having a point of reference, I learned through trial and error. As a result of constantly bumping my head on a brick wall, the bruises lasted longer than the relationships. And the experience had won the teacher, and inexperience had won the Teacher of the Year award. Having lost my mom a few years prior to this particular situation, my decision seemed to make sense to me. Me, being a creature of habit, goes to what Elaine just said, I tend to resort to the familiar. Go back to what I know. Go back to what resembled safety and security. Go back to the smoke and mirrors of what was or what could be this time around. That's what I did at this particular time in my life. I walked into a situation being fully aware of what was happening because of who it was. I thought it would be a different outcome. His freedom was taken from him, and I was willing to ride it out with him to prove that I was that chick, the ride or die, the one to hold you down and make sure that you were good. Weekend after weekend, you saw my face. Consistency was important for me to demonstrate my loyalty and dedication to him. Like a genie in a bottle, all he had to do was make a wish, and I made it come true. What soon became crystal clear was who you were on the inside was not who you were on the outside. On the inside, you sold me dreams, fairy tale endings, and the Brooklyn Bridge, if the price was right. But once you were free, the outside, you came running like a bull in a china shop. You destroyed everything you came in contact with, especially me. We had a history and childhood memories that I thought would make all the difference in the world for us. But we would be different. We would be the Martin, and you would be the Martin, and I would be the Gina. Bonnie and Clyde, Sonny and Cher, Martin and Coretta. Not so much. More like Tina, to say the least. The time he spent inside had changed him on so many levels that he wasn't ready to accept or acknowledge for that matter. But because I had made those observations and wanted to confront and correct them, I was now the one with the problem. Something was wrong with me. Something was wrong with me. My inner me became his enemy. This is one way you can spend 10 years. There's no way that you can spend 10 years behind the wall. You come out the same way you went in. No way. Why wouldn't he accept that? Why wouldn't he accept that? How was I the number one enemy at this point? How was I the thorn in your side? How could you see no wrong in how you were emotionally killing me? How could you dismiss the sacrifices that I made willingly to be by your side until the end? How could you betray me? How could you look me in the face and lie without hesitation? Who have you become? Who are you? God showed me exactly what I needed to see and when I needed to see it. I was blind to the version of him that was created behind the wall, but caught an up close and personal view when he so feverishly came out of the shadows. That's when I knew it was time to let go. Sooner or later, I would have to learn from my mistake. Here's the piece. Sleepless nights overtook my body, soul, and mind because of the broken pieces of my heart that I try to find. As I replay all the time, energy, and dough I sacrificed just for you to be set free and then come home and do what you do. All the things I thought were not in your makeup or your DNA, because as I reread your letters, those are the things that you would fail to say. One line said that you, thank God you finally found your rib. Then the next thing I know, I'm in awe at the things you said and at the things you did. We could sit in a room and never speak a word while you had conversations in your mind. Silence was all that I heard. While talking to you was like talking to a brick wall, I slowly began to see that you were not the man I thought you were at all. It was time to let go. When you hurt me more than you helped me, I knew it was time to let go. When you yelled and said you hated me and it all displayed was rage and fury, it was time to let go. When I caught you in the act, gave you an opportunity to state the facts, and you looked at me like you had just been hit by a wall on impact and never defended what was us, I knew then that it was time to let go. 27 years of history went down the drain for 7 months of convenience for you, but caused me unspeakable pain. But the infamous quote says that time heals all wounds, and I am a living testament to that. Due to the fact that I'm still standing and doing just fine in this place, because when you saw me, you actually had to turn your head and couldn't even look me in my face. So although it cut like a knife, hollowed out my soul, broke my heart in thousands of pieces, and the tears continue to flow, I'm healed, delivered, and set free, because my God said you have to let go. You have to let go because what he's done, he doesn't even know. You have to let go because what I have in store for you is so much more than he could ever do. You have to let go because you chose that man. That was never a part of my plan. You have to let go and make room for the him that I have for you, and allow me to be God and do what I do. Keep your faith and eyes on me, and allow my glory to shine through you for all to see. See that on this ship called life, you're just a passenger and I'm the captain. So don't cry because he left. Smile because it happened. What God has in store for him, he can't conceive, nor does he know. And I know from whom all my blessings flow. But I'm glad I found the strength to finally let go.
Come through, partner. Come through. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh,
Every
nice.
time I read that piece, I feel like such a
Snap.
charge in my spirit, because that was a fight for me. And that's all I can say. That was a fight for me. ...
I gotta go get some ice after that.
Go on, get you some ice, Pastor.
I gotta get some ice. I'm sorry. That was a mouthful right there.
Get you some. Nia says, and I am so very proud of you. Pashay snaps it up. Snaps it. Nia gives you fire. Beatrice says, wow. Elaine Edwards says, awesome, amazing. You dropped so many. And where is that poem? Where is that? Where can you find that?
You know, you are such the woman. It's in our soul poetry book that we created.
Oh my.
That one of the pieces in this book that Dawn and I put together with the grace of God.
Yes, Lord.
And Nia was there. Nia was absolutely there when this was going on in my life. So that is probably why it resonates so well with her. I remember one night, and then I'll be quiet and I'll let you take the floor. I remember one night calling her from my car crying when all of this happened. I was beating the steering wheel and I was just like, Nia, I'm so stupid. How could I be so stupid? How could I be so dumb and not see this happening? What was wrong? Like just crying and bawling and bawling. And all she did was just feed God. It's going to be all right. All she did was pour into me spiritually, because at that point I was depleted. I was on E. There was nothing left. I had no fight left, nothing left to give. But when I understood the power of letting go.
Yeah.
And the power in the pivot. Like I always, that's why I say, honey, it's power in my pivot, honey. I turn on my heels, my dancing skills kicks in, and I get to going, because it took me so long to get to that point of comfort, to be able to walk away, because I felt like I couldn't. But the way you treated me showed me that I could.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
let go. That's it.
That's good. Snap it up. Come on, throw some fire emojis in the comments. Something. Listen, my partner, she said, listen, that poem by itself, that piece by itself, talking about, you hurt me more than you helped me. Yep, been there, done that. I was, all right. The fact that, we have these conversations with God and expect him to fix it. And he's like, you chose that man. He said, yeah, I chose to.
Okay.
We ain't gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna. Okay.
And God didn't say it to me nice. He didn't say it to me nice, Dawn.
No, he never does.
Say it to me nice.
See, but I know. For me, God can't talk to me too nice. So people, I be like, talk to me nice. Talk to me, Michelle. Get ready because you up next. Listen. But God, he like, no. See, I can't talk to you because I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you because you that kind.
You still doing
right. So you chose that. That's what you chose.
I didn't choose that. So now I'm gonna let you sit in it. So don't you ever make that mistake again. And I was like, God, you ain't gotta act like that and stop. right? Try to negotiate. I heard you and stuff. Could you just work with me and not be so mean?
No, because he said you knew from the beginning. That's what he don't have no grace there. He'd be like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. All right. All right. Yeah. And then you said about don't cry because he left, smile because he's gone. I said, oh, okay. What now?
Turn that frown upside down. Don't cry.
Turn that frown upside down.
How Beyonce say that's the best thing I never had.
Hey, now
I never
watch your voice. Watch your voice. Right. Because even having you, I didn't have you. How about that? Oh, even in having you, I didn't have you.
Girl.
Okay. Listen, let's talk about love. Have you ever felt it? That's my song. I'm not playing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get it together. I'm happy. I'm excited. I love talking about love because this, is what makes the world go round. It causes, listen, it can make or break you, and we tired of being broken. So now we ready to be made. So we come in to share. We talking about it when love's right. Open mic poetry night. Thank you, partner, for sharing. And at the end, yes, there's some people want to buy the book. We're going to tell you how to buy the book. We're going to tell you how to get it. Thank you for sharing the answer. And yes, the book Soul Poetry Matters of the Heart. It was an amazing project. Looking forward to doing it again. We got some good stuff in the works with that still. We still riding out this first one, but I'm feeling the part 2 in Mashando. So I was ready for part 2 after part 1 was done. I was ready to go. But yes, it is in our book, and we're going to share at the end how you can get that. And Pastor Chris is back with his refill right on time at that. So come on, next up we have the distinguished Toastmaster, the Lady Michelle Roach. She is going to share from her book of love and experience and poetry and spoken word. Yeah, you right on time. You right on time, sir. So come on, Michelle, unmute yourself. Y'all put some snaps and fire up in the chat. And let's get ready to hear from Michelle Roach. I hope you're enjoying. Like, subscribe, and share. Come on, Michelle.
Well, good evening, everyone. The poem that I selected is called A Moment in Time. It's from my book, Simply Love. It's from the moment that you locked eyes to the moment you knew it was time to let go. This particular poem is the moment that you knew it was time to let go. A moment in time. As you walk away, my heart reaches out, hoping to hold on to what we shared. Just a moment longer. We both realize that you have to go, but just for a moment longer, allow me to feel that love you give so naturally, so easily. Just for a moment longer, caress me with your eyes, undress me, touch me sensually, making love until I explode with ecstasy. Just for a moment longer, belong to me, my lover, my best friend, my happiness, my peace of mind, everything needed to know fulfillment. Just for a moment longer, look at me, remembering the seconds, no, the minutes spent just lying in my arms, the passion, the unquenchable desire that sums up our love, indescribable. Just for a moment longer, protect me from the sadness ready to devour me once you leave. Just for a moment longer, be mine.
Come on and tell us about the moment. Come on, put some snaps, give us some chat, some fires up in there. Tell us about this moment you talked about. And it's so interesting. I love that, Antoinette went from talking about the art of letting go. And in your poem, you extend that in the place of knowing when, leading up to the point of actually letting go. So share with us a little bit about what that came from, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. It's just that this book was written in 2016, just a reflection back again from the moment that I met this person, fell in love, as I stated, eyes connected, we found out we had some things in common, we met at the club, hung out, met, as a matter of fact, he was the person who taught me how to play golf. So spent some time out there on the golf course, had 2 amazing children. lived overseas in Japan for 3 years, then came back to the United States. But it was in Japan that we made the decision that it was time for us to walk away. When we came back to the United States, I was going home and he was going, based on where the military sent him. But we also at that particular time made a decision that it wasn't the children who made that decision to let go. So we made a pact. We said that we would never, never speak, Mama did this or Daddy did that. That's why I'm not here. No, we respected our children enough that we remembered we were friends. In the heart of everything else, we maintained our friendship to the point where even my daughter said, Mom, just what is it that you and Dad have? Because I could pick up the phone right now. If I need anything, I could pick the phone up right now. And I only have to second guess whether or not he's going to say yes or no. Or he's going to say, look, you're the ex, don't be calling me, don't do this. No, we've maintained our friendship. My father got ill. He went home to make sure my father had what he needed because I was living out of state. So that's how close we were. His wife, she passed away 2.5 years ago. We were best friends to the point that when I got sick, both of them came to Nashville, Tennessee, packed up took care of all my business. All I had to do was make it back home to North Carolina. She sent me journals to write while I was sick. I laugh, and I told you all before that we even went to a Joyce Myers conference one time together, and everyone is saying, what, you, the ex and the new wife, yes, stayed in the same room. And this one lady told me, said, yeah, that was God. Yeah, that was God, because I can't see myself staying in the same hotel room, as the newbie. But she had never done anything wrong to me. So why was I going to hold it against her? That was my relationship with him. This was a new person in his life. Why am I going to mistreat her, talk down to her, to the children? She's the best grandmother to my grandchildren. Or, like I said, she passed away 2.5 years ago. But there was no, you're not my mama. No, I didn't want my children to treat anyone like that, be it her or anyone else who came into his life. So I just thank God for that relationship that we had and the respect we had with each other when we knew it was time to say, to move on from each other.
Well, that's good. Thank you for sharing that backstory. And, it's so important what you're saying and what you're sharing in real time, because number one, it takes maturity and understanding to be able to even have that conversation amicably. Every break doesn't have to be bad. It's as bad as we make it. Because if one person is unhappy in the relationship, you're both unhappy. Because a person is not able to give you what it is that you may be looking for or expect. And a lot of times we don't want to come to terms with that. And that's what makes it so bad. We try to force people to stay in spaces they no longer are equipped to stay in or want to be in. And sometimes we outgrow the spaces. Not everybody is for a lifetime. Some people for seasons, some people for reasons, some people for lifetimes. And we have to know, the differences. I know from, oh, no, okay, I'm not going to say it. I was about to, all right, I'm going to say it. Because, y'all know me, I keep it real. I was going to say, I married my mistakes. I did. And I'm not saying, no. And I know that's a strong statement, but I say it in that, not so much that they as people are a mistake, but I knew where I belonged and where I did not belong. So I committed to my mistakes. That's what I'm saying when I say I married. And I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about me, and it's an important part to own that, because guess what? If I knew how to let go when I should have let go, then I would not have married my mistakes. I would have done that, and either way, it's no courage in getting divorced. I don't care whether you like the person or dislike them, it's still a death of a relationship, and it's not easy. So had I been wiser or stronger during that time, been a little bit more realistic, about it, I would not have been in those spaces. So that's why I said, not that they as human beings are mistakes, but I married my mistakes. So, in taking away from your poem and what you're sharing, it's important that we know, yeah, you can enjoy those times, those moments, those experiences, but those things do not a marriage make. And we have to be wise enough to know that, we got to build our marriages and our relationships on the real core of what they should be, which is real love. And sometimes we have to love people enough to let them go.
And John, if I may add, there was definitely a matter of respect, because our first child was my son.
Mm-hmm.
There was never, oh, that's my stepson. Oh, I'm not your daddy. That's somebody else. No, it was none of that. He embraced my son. He was 6 years old when he came into his life. And to this day, if you ask my son as far as the respect they have for each other, he never had to worry about, he said this or none of that behind your back, or that's hurt, And I thank God for that, because even with his family, they never said, oh, that's Michelle's child. No. There's no stepchild in this house.
Right. It can't be. It can't be.
I respect him. I respect his family. He had 2 children himself, but it was never, oh, that's just my stepchild. No. You all know, and I've mentioned this before, I don't like that word just when it comes to relationships. Oh, that's just my baby. No, excuse me. I don't like that. I don't like when you say, oh, that's just my baby daddy, or that's just my, no, yeah. He wasn't just your baby daddy when you say, hey, no, don't disrespect someone like that. I had to have a conversation with a friend of mine about that. Just mine. No, don't do that. Don't disrespect that person, because who are you saying in front? Once again, you're saying that in front of your children. They're learning that you're saying that my daddy is just, no, don't disrespect that person just because that relationship, you've moved on. Still maintain that respect for that person.
No, and that's true, and that is really true. We have to be mindful. I don't believe in step anything either. Everything that comes with you, and it becomes ours. It's not, there's no lines of defining for me. And I know that, everybody may not see it that way. It's what comes with you, because guess what? I got some stuff that comes with me too. But the beautiful thing is being able to have the capacity to manage, to being built for what comes with a person, whether it's the internal, the external. There's no baggage, there's no package deals. It's this is me. It's everything is a bonus. When I get you up, I take it all. If I'm not willing to take on the hard stuff, then guess what? I don't need to take on the good stuff. And if that's the only time a person can be there for you, then again, that's not love. You have to rethink. It comes from a very selfish place. Welcome, Lady Deshawn. Glad to see you. She is a part of our ladies' room. She'll be on next Monday with us, holding it down. I want to read some comments. I want to leave some space if Pastor Chris has a comment in a moment, and then I'm going to share as well. I hope you guys are enjoying this night and just getting some good encouragement from. Thank you, ladies, for sharing these poems. Nia says, people can't love you to the capacity you want unless the capacity is in them. That's right. Capacity. Okay. You cannot fit 1,000 people in a space that's built for 500. You can't do it. What they call it, a fire hazard. What's going to happen? It's going to be real dangerous, and you're going to have a real problem. And so we have to be mindful and realistic about our capacity, as well as the capacity of those that we engage in relationship with. Nia also says, we put people in our lives in the capacity that we want, but God never ordained them to be in that area. So we set our own selves up to be hurt. That's right. That's right. Listen, you put too much. Listen, everything has a weight cap. That's right. And if you put too much weight on a table that is not meant to do that, then what happens? The table's going to collapse. Everybody's going to be hurt. Everything's going to be broken. So we have to respect the capacity, and people have to know and be honest about how much they can handle. She also says a lot of time we have voids and we put the wrong people in our lives to fill that place. Absolutely. Every space, just listen, every occupancy, we got to pre-screen these occupancies a whole lot better than what we've been doing. Stop trying to just fill a space, just because there's a vacancy. Sometimes you got to let it be vacant till the right applicant comes. And that way you can all move forward and, be used properly. So I want to thank you, ladies, for sharing Pastor Chris, do you want to share at this point? You know, something you want to interject? Come on, let's hear from you before I read a poem.
Yeah, because I need an ice break again. But but no, but in all seriousness, no, what Michelle said was very powerful, because when you are in a blended family, as they say nowadays, it's very hard to have a coexistence between the ex and the next, right? So you always have that battle. You always have attitudes. You go to a barbecue. You got to go through all this drama. Like, come on. Like, what, really? So I admire the fact that she said what she said, because a lot of people in today's times, and yeah, we all are our own worst enemy, right? We make bad choices, and I'm not saying bad choices in the way of knocking someone. We made those choices. It is what it is. It happened, but it makes you a better woman or a better man. It's what you do with it that counts. Now, you can complain all day how bad he was to you or how bad she was to you. But if you're not taking the pieces and putting yourself back together, you're not going to be an asset for anyone. You're going to be a hot mess to the next face, to the next lace weave or whatever it is, because you know, and men got lace weaves now. Just saying.
Jesus.
Anyway, so you know, so if he really bald, check the hairline, ladies. Check the hairline. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm good. I don't need no hair. I'm confident in my baldness. But anyway, all I'm saying is, it's like we got all this isms and schisms going on, right? So we got to understand that when you have children from another relationship or whatever, you have to understand that regardless of the fact the kids are growing up, the kids getting older, they're going to be grown. They're going to have their own family. But y'all still fighting since they were 7. How is that going to plan out or pan out in their life? Think about it. It's not about me. It's not about what didn't work out between me and you. It's about the kids. It got nothing to do with you. We didn't work. Not saying that as a diss or throw you under the bus. We didn't work. So we have a child together. How can we coexist without acting worldstar.com? I'll wait. But we got to always bring the ratings. We got to always be on the 6 o'clock news, all this nonsense. And if there was more examples like Michelle, we wouldn't be having the comic relief for the 6 o'clock. Oh, we gonna read about Shay and Quay having a fight over a baby daddy or whatever. Like what? So again, at the end of the day, check your wallet. Like they say, that wasn't a Capital One commercial. So please, I'm not getting paid for that. But all I'm saying is, check your wallet. Check your stuff. We gotta understand that it's not about you or what didn't happen to me and you and all this other stuff. It's about the kids, especially if you have young ones. If they're grown, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother show for a whole nother time. But if they're still little, they don't know that. So why are you spilling poison in a 7-year-old or a 12-year-old or whatever it is? Why are you spilling poison about a man or a woman that is being the mother of the child or being a great father for the child? See, we don't hear a lot of those stories either, but that's a whole nother show again for a whole nother time. So all I'm saying is we got to stop throwing the toxic waste. If you hurt, boo, get yourself healed. It's not about you. If you hurt, bro, it's not about you. It's about the kid. Get over yourselves. Get over your emotions, get over your feelings, because it ain't about you too. It's about the child you made. And in order for him to be a successful man or woman in this world, you have to coexist together to make that work. Okay, I'm done. See, because I'm about to preach. I'm done. All right.
Don't preach today. Don't preach today. We talking about love. We keeping it light. We keeping it light. And then the month we're on a light note. We gonna preach across the street.
And Don, if I may come behind, the pastor, psalmist, the voice. It's also not just about, that that family, the in-house. It's about those families that connected. I had a friend say, well, I'm getting a divorce from him, and there's no reason for you to stay because we maintain our friendship. Yes, that was your husband, but we became friends. We're family, and now that you're saying goodbye, I'm supposed to say, okay, talk to you right now. You're no longer with my sister. You're no longer with my brother. I just thank God again for relationships, because till today I can still go. I'm expected to go to the family reunion. His family didn't cut me off just because, hey, Michelle went this way. My family didn't cut him off. He's still, until my mother passed away last year, he was still right there, calling to make sure she had, what she needed. Same way with my father. There is no way I would cut his mother and father off just because we decided it was time to move on. You don't do that. You build relationships with that person, hold on to that person. So, yeah, you see, I get a little touchy with that one. So.
All right, that's all right.
Okay. Listen,
All right.
the thing is this: love is love, and at one point or another, he or she was what you wanted. So we have to be very mindful. And again, this is why we got to be, careful about owning our mistakes, it was what I wanted in that time, in that season, and examine the reasons why you wanted that in that time, in that season. And if that's the case, then they served their time, they served their purpose in that time, in that season. And now we've grown into a different space. Doesn't mean we have to, there's a difference. A break is hard. A break is hard and a break is strong. But when you're letting go, it is strategic. It can be gentle, and there is a process to letting go, and I understand and respect where that's from. And some of y'all may not think it, but this is still, we talking about love, because it's love at the core of things. Just because something doesn't work out doesn't mean that I have to tear you up and tear you down now. I can attest, and Antoinette, and just about everybody who knows me knows, my ex-husband and I, my son's father, we are very good friends. We call each other best friends. As a matter of fact, we get along better now that we are not, in a relationship. His current fiance, she and I, we've been business partners. We went to high school together, believe it or not. Who knew then that we would be here? That it's a whole story, that one day I'm gonna get them on and we're gonna talk about it, because it's important. She and I, we've been business partners. We've been away on trips. I'm not mad at her. She's not mad at me. We want different things. He could be a different person to you, than he was. He was not right for me. We were not right for each other in that space. But guess what? We family. And I'm not mad at you. When you're done with something, you're done with it. When you're over it, you're over it. When you're through with it, you're through with it. There's no need to be angry and carry that on. I can love you from a good and healthy place, so that we can build, the right type of family dynamic. It's important that our children see not so much what happens, but how we recover from it. So, thank you, ladies, for sharing your poems. Come on, y'all, put some hearts, some fire, snap something up in this chat up in here on tonight. We talking about love. It's open mic poetry night, and we have two of my favorite authors in the building sharing their poetic pieces so far. So I'm gonna throw mine up in here, up in the mix. I'm gonna throw mine in the mix. And they talked about letting go already, so we're not gonna talk about that. But this poem that I'm gonna read is actually about the desire to love, and what kind of love it is that you want. Sometimes love doesn't have a face. Cut it out. We put these lists together and all these stipulations together, and we're looking for this package and whatnot. But we have to leave some space for love to be love, because we don't always know what love is and what love looks like. And we miss it because it doesn't come the way we expect it to. But there's something in love that I realized that I want. And so this was a poem that I wrote, and it's called Undeniable Love. Because I said, that's what I want. I want a love that cannot be denied. That no matter how you see us, where it is, whether you see us together or whether you see us apart, you already know, like, that's love right there. That's love. We ain't got to be right next to each other. We could be across the room, you know, just how we are, what our vibe is like in a certain space. A love that can't be denied, that not just people know, that we know. You know, some people say they love each other and they're together and you wouldn't even know it. You'd be like, really? I wouldn't have got that, you know. So, excuse me, mine's is called Undeniable Love. And here it goes. I want to be in undeniable love. You know, that kind of ride or die love, that you're my sun, moon, and sky kind of love. The kind of love that makes you lose your breath. Time stands still, miss you when you're far, want to be close to you when you're near. That smile for no reason, giggle because of an image of your face, laugh out loud when you're not around because of something you did the other day kind of love. That I smell the linger of your cologne in the air because I closed my eyes. I closed my eyes. I closed my eyes. And I thought of you. The kind of love that satisfies my mind, body, and soul because you speak life to me with every word that flows across your lips, and I return the same in like kind. And with that exchange, we build this. The mental exchange is the best kind of exchange. It's the exchange by which every other exchange is rooted in because you appeal to me, the inner me, all of me. I want to love you undeniably. You know, the kind of love every man deserves because you are a king and I see you as such. So I serve you without hesitation or reservation because I'm honored and built to hold your secrets, your pain, and your struggles. And when you depart from my presence, no one would ever know or see that an issue existed with you in our undeniable love. You emerge perfected, flawless, and standing tall. I emerge protected, secure, and ready to give the world my all because you and I, which makes a we, have been forged in our love undeniably. And there you have it.
Oh, I need to go get me, you know,
Come on, Undeniable. You better come on with the Irene. I'll as one. You better go ahead.
Come on.
Pastor Chris, could you go get a cup of ice for me? Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that was good. That was good one.
Undeniable love. It's undeniable love. And I wrote this because when I thought about different relationships, like I said, and the things that I've been, a lot of times we don't want to emit the kind of love that we want. You know, and it's not just about the kind of love that we want, but it's also the kind of love I want to give. You know, I want to be in that place with that person where I can give you all of that. I see you as the king that you are, not compared to anybody else, but the king that you are. And so I'm able to honor that. You know, I want to be able to, again, you know, use the capacity of holding your secrets and, you know, soothing your pain so that you might come home and you might be beat up from the world. But when you get up the next day, nobody even knows that you were in pain or had a struggle, you know, because I was built to soothe, you know, to restore, you know, to refill and to rebuild. So when you leave, you still emerging like the king that you are. Your chest puffed out, shoulders back, you know, all that. Go, boy, go conquer the world today. You know, that kind of undeniable love. So that's my poem. That's my story. On the evening. So yeah, that part. Any questions, feedback, anything? Share. Yes, ma'am.
I think that Pastor Newton flashed his mic. He has some comments to make.
Go ahead, sir.
First of all, you don't want me to say nothing right now because I had to get an extra cup of ice. Because that was just straight ridiculous. I'm just saying, not in a bad way, ridiculous. It was straight ridiculous. So what can I say behind it? I can't say anything because it was all truth. So again, for everyone that's been listening, I'm quite sure they were like me. I had to get up for a minute, especially if you're the male influence. You had to get up and do some push-ups or, you know, sit-ups or take a cold shower or some ice. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, this ain't the typical shows we broadcast. But again, we're closing out the month of love. This is the last day, so it is what it is. But with all seriousness, yeah, it was a very excellent piece. It made me think. I'm like, okay, this is coming from a woman, right? Now, okay, ladies, don't attack me, please. All I'm saying is you don't hear that a lot. You don't hear that. You don't hear that inner voice saying, this is really what I want to do. But because of the narrative that's going on right now, it's okay. I'm saying this because this is coming from my space. You don't hear that a lot. I'm just being real, ladies. I'm sorry. Please don't inbox me. Give me hate. But I'm being real about it. You don't hear that part. So again, it's like it's a breath of fresh air to know, wow, sister really feel that way? Oh my God. Let me get myself together. Hold on. Let me get myself together. Okay. I mean, look, we gonna jump off of Niagara Falls for y'all. We gonna jump off of anything we can jump off of. I have a plane, if that's what you want us to do, even though we don't do that kind of thing. Well, I want to. But anyway, we do stuff for y'all. We do. And the narrative has been so clouded. And that's why we were saying, with the glowing and the motivation, we are supposed to be like this. Brothers and sisters, this ain't a race thing. So somebody that's not into African-American culture, I'm not trying to be at all disrespectful. But I'm sorry. The narrative has been so hell-bent on separating a black man and a black woman, and you wonder why we always have to go like this every single time when we're talking about relationship stuff. We're talking about loving each other. We're talking about having an awesome relationship that Michelle Roach was explaining, that we can still have harmony. We can still love our kids. We don't have to have baby mama drama and world star stuff trending live and all this craziness. Why we got to be the entertainment? Why can't we be the solution to the problem? Why can't we heal ourselves from our own trauma so we can love each other better and be the dominant couple that we're supposed to be 30 years ago? But the system, and I'm sorry, I gotta say this, and I'm not gonna preach, but I'm gonna say this. The system is so systematic with TV, reality TV shows, Love and Hip Hop, all the rest. Yeah, I said it. All of them. It does not depict the strength of a black man and a black woman. I don't care if you come from a broken home. I don't care if you have two parents in the house. I don't care if you had a picket fence or you was in Brick City. It don't make a difference. The fact of the matter is, when you know who you are as a man and you know who you are as a woman, especially as a black man and a black woman, think about it, ladies. Think about it, gentlemen. Look at the last 30 years of television. Does it ever motivate us to come together? Think about it. It doesn't. They want us to stay apart. This is not some I just got an epiphany. This has been happening for the last 30, 40 years. When we become one flesh for real, we can dominate stuff. But this world got us so separated that we can't even agree to disagree. You mad because I got a new weave or a pocketbook. So what? Or you mad because I ain't get a lace front, boo-boo, because I'm bald-headed. Stupid stuff. What does that got to do with building kingdom? Nothing. And this ain't got nothing to do with just church. This is just flat across the board. Stop arguing about stuff. Let's be one. I'm sick of it. I'm a single black man. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of always butting heads because of what JoJo did to you. Look, I'm not JoJo. I'm not him.
But we talking love. We talking love.
You're not Denise and the rest of them folks. You ain't her. Yes, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna say it. Look, I've been hurt by So-So, Doo-Doo, and all the rest of them. I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna be transparent. We should be able to put our crap in the middle of the table and be like, you know what? yeah, Tyrone did you dirty, but boo, I ain't trying to do that. Yeah, Karen did me dirty, or like Michelle like to say, Susie did you dirty, so I'm not Susie. We both been through some trauma, but how can we coexist? We never have the conversation, but we ready to be track stars and ready to blow somebody. Okay, let me stop. All right.
So we talking about love. We talking about
ready to skip the conversation.
Lady Dawn.
I mean, look, this is the last day of February. And y'all ain't never heard Pastor Newton of Psalmist Voice talk like this, but I gotta be real with it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of counseling single women about the same stuff. I'm tired of counseling single men about the same stuff. Put your crap in the middle of the table. Let's talk about it. Be a man about it. Be a woman about it. Okay, if you bent it over backwards when you was in your 20s and 30s and 40s, it is what it is. If you was a player, pimp, a hoe, whatever it is, excuse my language, but I gotta keep it real because I'm sick of all this mayonnaise and decorations. I'm gonna be real tonight. We being real. We need to talk about it because we too busy putting
about love. We talking about love, sir. We here talking about
Lady Dawn.
Yes, but this makes sense though. How can we love each other? How can we be that? How can we feel the butterflies? How can we feel the strength if we're still throwing acid in each other's face? I'm gonna close. Okay, I'm done. I can't. I'm done.
Okay. Well, we're learning. We're learning. That's why we have these conversations. That's why we have these moments. And we totally understand it's frustration on both parts. And again, this is a part of why we have to create a space for us to be. It has to start somewhere. So panels like this, platforms like this, moments like these is where it begins. Sometimes we have to do things in community first in order to give people the tools that they need and to be able to get to that individual one-on-one space, to be able to have those conversations. Because truth is, a lot of us just don't know how to do it. You know, and what you're saying was absolutely true and it's absolutely right. And it's really real. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chris, you made you made tons of valid points, and I think that I agree we should be able to dump it on the table, but a part of that is, am I willing to dump it on the table? Am I willing to look in the mirror and realize that I don't like what I see? Am I ready and willing and able to take accountability for what I've done and for the role that I played and for the part that I played in the demise of a relationship? And I think a lot of us, and when I say us, I mean men and women, a lot of us don't like what we see when we look in the mirror. So I'm not going to acknowledge it. It goes back to what Dawn said, you know, when we're done, honey, lashes done, lips is popping, edges is laid. I could stay in the mirror for hours, honey, just admiring how fine I am. But take that shirt off and take them Spanx off. I don't want to stand there too long and take a look. Oh, Chris, we'll talk about it later. I don't want to stand there too long because I don't like what I see. And I think a part of maturity and a part of growth is being able to look at yourself in the most ugliest stage of you, being able to look and accept yourself at your most vulnerable stage, at the lowest point in your life. And when we become okay with that, then I think it'll be easy for us to dump the situation in the middle of the table, because I won't mind being transparent, and neither will he.
Right.
But if I don't mind being transparent, but he has a problem with it, so now here we go with the uneven scale again. It's never going to work, right? Justice is blind. We're supposed to be even. We're supposed to be right here. So we have to be able to get to that point of vulnerability and say, this is who I am, and I'm jacked up, and I need help, period. Like, if we can just get to that point and then let the chips fall where they may after that, I think we're opening up so many doors for the communication. Like Pastor Chris said, we need to be able to talk about it. No, you didn't do what Tyrone did, but you're a man just like Tyrone, so I'm looking at you a little funny. No, I'm not Susie, but you think I might do what Susie did, so you're looking at me a little funny, Susie with the good hair, because, you know, I'm a little mixed up. We already know that I don't know who I am on a good day. But anyway, you know, I fall in many categories. Okay, I fall in a few categories, but it's all right. But I know who I am. You understand? So once you know who you are, then you can start on that road. And like you said, we have to create a place where it's okay to come and cry. I had kids at school tell me that they don't show emotion because they've been told at home that it's weak. They go home and close their doors because they can't sit and talk to their parents. So it starts from the little people, and then they grow up to be big people problems. So your little people problems become big people problems. And I think we struggle. We struggle with vulnerability. We struggle with honesty. We struggle with transparency. And we shouldn't, because that's a part of growth, and it's a part of growing and being an adult. When life is lifing, honey, I don't care if my hair is like this when I get up. I'm going to figure out a way to get through it. But we're so concerned about how we're going to be perceived and what a person is going to think of me if I do this. Listen, I have cried. Anybody on this live, they have seen me cry. I will cry in front of anyone if that's where my emotion is taking me. Because to me, and then I must drop the mic like Pastor Mike and be done, Pastor Chris, and be done. It takes strength to cry. It takes a strong person to be able to cry.
Mm-hmm.
And then wipe my tears and walk away and say, okay, I was down for a minute, but I'm not out. I'm going to get it together. I think it takes more strength to be vulnerable than it does to be fake and to hide who you truly are. And I think, go ahead, Michelle.
To come behind you, Antoinette, I also, it's okay to cry. I think sometimes our men have been made to think, okay, a real man don't cry.
Doesn't cry.
I had a good friend of mine who said, what's a real man? Because when God made men, he didn't say, okay, I'm going to put the real man over here. And got the no. So I had to laugh when he said that. Because so many times he said, well, a real man will do this and a real man will do that. Mm-hmm. But also to flip it on the other side, we need to know our circle. Because sometimes, you'll be thinking, hey, I'm moving ahead. And here comes that little voice that, girl, I wouldn't tell him that. And man, this or girl, that. I will never forget. I had an opportunity waiting on some transportation. Me and a girlfriend, we catching up. Her phone rings. Okay, it's one of her girlfriends. She was talking about her man. And she made the comment, girl, I'm going to tell you something. That, that nice little N word that we have a habit of, it's okay for us to say it, but we don't want anyone else to say it. And she kept using that word to describe her man, her husband, to her single girlfriend. So when she got off the phone, I said, excuse me, what did you just do? Here you are, you're married. You may have some issues in your marriage right now, but you picked up the phone, told your single girlfriend, went back and forth talking on, he better ask somebody, he don't know this, he don't know that. Why are you stepping outside of your marriage to tell someone what's happening between you and your husband? If she tells you what to do, you're going to go home and do that? That's a matter of disrespect, and that's just Michelle's opinion. If he was to do it with his friends, that's a matter of disrespect. Come on. Have that conversation with me. I'm the wife. I'm the girlfriend or, your lover. Let's have that conversation, respect each other, have that conversation between us. Would you want your girlfriend to disrespect your man? No, you wouldn't. But based on what you and her conversation that you had with her about your man, she going to feel as though, hey, when they come into contact, well, I know a little bit about him and you this, you that. No. Respect him. Respect your relationship to let it stay where it needs to stay between the two of you all. Don't take that negativity outside that relationship. And that's just Michelle's take on that.
Thank you guys for sharing. Everything is not much else that you can say after what's been shared so far. So I'm not even going to try to top that. Again, this space, what I love about this space and about what I do and about what we do here is the fact that the whole intent for me is to create these spaces to start conversations. It's not about numbers and people and whatnot. The word gets out as it needs to get out. Everybody is not not always ready to be in a space to hear. Everybody's not always ready to start their healing journey. Everybody's not always ready to hear the hard things or to do the hard work or to be open. Everyone has to come at their own time, their own space, and at their own pace. But what I love about it is the fact that we're able to come and share and be real people, everyday people, ordinary, not having it all together. And that transparency, when someone else sees it, it creates a safe space for them to then want to kind of open up. Because if I can be on here and sharing, and I'm about as transparent as, if you know me, like, I speak my mind. Sometimes maybe it's not always so good. I don't know, but but I say what you might be thinking, and that's the thing. I'm learning, but I don't know how else to be. I don't want to be phony. I don't want to beat around the bush, and I don't want anyone to misunderstand what it is that I'm saying. I'm big on communication, and I'm learning still how to communicate better. Because if we don't attack the hard things, and if we're not willing to learn how to communicate better, then we are going nowhere fast. And we're going to continue to repeat these cycles and syndromes, that Pastor Chris was talking about, that Antoinette was talking about, that Michelle is talking about. And we want to be better. That's the whole point. We want to be better. We want to put back into life what's missing, which is the love. We want to be able to love each other in a healthy way. I want to be able to come and say, yeah, I'm hurt, I'm broken, I'm not all together, but you know what? I'm willing to try. And we just have to give each other that space of grace to try. Support each other in our try. I don't expect you to be perfect, but I got you while you're trying. If you fall, guess what? We're going to fall together. Before I get down there with you, we'll laugh about it. Help each other out in the getting up. And that's where we have to be. So these spaces allow us to start these conversations of communication, to get a thought process going in someone else's mind. Because if we're going through it, someone else is going through it. That's why I like having different people on, because everybody's voice resonates with someone else. Everybody's story is different, and what you share and what you take is different. So you find the voice that resonates with you. And you allow that to speak to you and to help you navigate your way out. Because everybody is student and teacher at the same time. We're all looking at somebody ahead of us, and somebody behind us is watching us. And that's why we all have to make sure we're watching our steps and we're careful about what we say, how we say it. There's nothing wrong with falling. It's how we get up. So I thank you guys for coming and sharing on this open mic poetry night. I didn't know which way it was going to go. We never know which way anything is going to go, but I knew it was going to be good regardless. I knew it was going to be good. I do want to say the poems that myself and Antoinette read, we both, we put out this amazing poetry book back in May of last year. And it's called Soul Poetry Matters of the Heart. We're actually planning on putting it out on audio very soon. We're going to make that happen because, it's a wonderful thing to read it. And in the book, there's space for you to write your thoughts down in comparison to what we have shared and what we are pouring out from our hearts in this book. So you can reach out and make sure that they leave their handles as well. So I want to thank you guys for joining on tonight. I hope that you continue to like, subscribe, and share. February has been amazing. March is coming up. It is Women's History Month. We are going to be on every Thursday night talking about our unsung sheroes. We're going to talk about some local women. We got the ladies' room coming up. We got the men's lounge coming up. We got love, marriage, and ministry coming up. March is going to be great. You don't want to miss it. These faces that you see. If you enjoyed Pastor Chris tonight, make sure that you come on to the men's lounge. He's the head anchor over there on the men's lounge, where the men, are just speaking. So something happens when men speak. Something happens. Something. So come see what happens. It's him, and we usually have 4 or 5 others, about 8 men on the squad for the men's lounge. But just keep tuned in, like, subscribe, and share. I want to leave space for everyone to share their final comments, and then I'm going to end with a piece that I recently wrote. It's not published yet, but we're going to put it out there for y'all tonight. So I do want to thank you, poetic partner. There's nobody else, I would rather do this mission of poetry with than you. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster, my sister from another Mr. Michelle Roach. I appreciate you so much. Pastor Chris, aka the Psalmist Voice, you already know so much I could say, but I appreciate everything that you are and everything that you do, what you bring to the table. And of course, I thank each and every one of you that hang out with us in these comment section. Like, subscribe, share, bring a friend. So I want to leave space for Antoinette to come. Give your final comments, how people can reach you, then Michelle, then Pastor Chris, then I'm going to wrap it up with this last piece that I wrote.
Just saying that we're all on this road. We are all headed in the right direction toward that final destination. And it's not the end of the road that matters or the end of the trip, but it's the journey. So I'm trying to get to the place where I'm learning to embrace the journey and not necessarily looking forward to the end result just yet. But I want to enjoy my traveling time, my air time, my extra leg space, my pillow for the neck. I'm trying to enjoy it all.
That's solid. And if the people want to reach you to purchase your amazing book, Soul Poetry Matters of the Heart, how can they do that?
You know, honestly, I don't know because I don't have no more books. But I tell you what, if you
we can reorder.
Y'all got my number, y'all can call me. Y'all got my number. Y'all got my email. I'm harlembaby0706@gmail.com. If you're interested in getting a book, then I will hit Harlem Girls Inc. up. And they will help me get the books that I need because I'm down to the last one, ladies and gentlemen. The last one.
Listen.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, my poetic partner. Come on, Lady Michelle. Give your final comments. Tell the people how they can reach you. You're on mute, Michelle.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you. You have an amazing platform. You open the doors up for people to come on. And as you stated, our marriage couples, men, you know, I'm so thankful to be a host in the coming, coming months to, co-host the the Men's Lounge. I'm really excited about that. Pastor Chris, that's a sidebar. But we've touched on some really good areas tonight, and I'm quite sure even within the comments section that we can grow. We can grow as one. And again, I love when people can come together, as you said, be open, be honest, and in that moment, within that conversation, as well as to walk away with something. We grow from each other. So again, I'm just glad that we're ending the month of February, the month of love, with this particular conversation. There's no better way to close out with love to kick off the next month. As far as my poetry book, it was the very first book that I wrote. It's called Simply Love, and here's the cover for it. I hope everybody can see that. It's available on Amazon. It was first one, but it will not be the last one. I've already started writing on some new poems, but they're going to gospel related. As you know, Don, one of my poems that I wrote in 2016 is now the lyrics of a gospel song, I Stand. So again, you never know which way God is going to take you. But yes, I'm ready. As he say, hey, are you ready? I'm ready to live out that assignment. So I was really excited about it. The song was released on January 14th. Already it's been selected to be a theme song for a morning show, a gospel morning show. So again, God will put the right people in your life at the right time. You just have to be willing to listen and accept that person for who or she is. So thank you again, Don.
You are so welcome. So welcome. And I want to shout out to Sir Hale is in the house on tonight. Hey, Sir Hale, thank you for tuning and tapping in. It's good to see you as always. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, partner, for your contributions and for sharing. I love you ladies so very much. Come on, Pastor Chris. I understand, we come through how you come through, sir. Come through. The floor is yours. You wanted to say.
Well, first of all, I don't have a piece, but I'm going to do what I do best, and that's just drop a word for the night. I'm not going to be long, and Michelle will be trying to joke on that, but really we're running out of time, so I won't be long. So pretty much I wanted to say this because I've been thinking about this, and it just dropped on me. So it's like, so how to break free from what's holding you back, which is what we're talking about. What? Love, right? So Albert Einstein said this, and this really intrigued me. It says life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving, right? So a lot of us that are in transition from a relationship or what have you, we feel stuck. Now, would you like to make a change but feel trapped, right? And we get to that point. We healed ourselves. We're doing us. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're doing it, all this stuff. So feeling this way is a natural occurrence. We all feel this way, right? We all get to that point. So pretty much is a normal part of who we are. When we're transitioning to that love, ooh, that's a scary word. So the key of breaking free is moving forward. It's that simple. But for a lot of us, it could be a lot complicated. So how do we move forward? Well, we don't want to change it. So what do we got to do to make the move? We got to create it. So the narrative is always a simple template. Oh, I'm in love. The butterflies and all this stuff. Sometimes when you come through your own traumatic experience, you have to create the moment. Uh-oh, I'll wait. So how can we create a love that's always reproduced? You have to create your own. You have to create your own narrative, because sometimes the narratives that have been played before you don't work for you. Mm-hmm. So you have to create your own narrative. How does Antoinette want to be loved by a man? How does the distinguished Toastmaster want to be loved by a man? We can't look at the manual and say, oh, the manual says that we need to. Look, right. You're never going to find happiness if you don't create it. If you don't want to change the narrative, just stay where you're at. Don't create it. Then you're going to still be bitter, mad, angry, all this stuff. Talking to men too. So if you feel stuck, it means you need to make the change. So if you're not making changes, if you're in a destructive relationship and all this other stuff, but you have to allow yourself, like I said in the beginning, you have to allow yourself that time to detox it, because not everybody's trying to get you. Some people just want to talk to you. They like your conversation. It ain't about your body and your curves and all this stuff. See, this is what they pump into us. Oh, he want to get that. No, look, let me tell you something. I'm getting old. Okay. I ain't got time to be trying to be Marathon Mike. I'm sorry. I just don't. So if I can be a stimulation to your intellect, not just your loins. Yeah, the pastor said it, but it's the truth. We're so busy trying to be Magic Mike that we don't try to be Magic Mike in the psychological. Women have far more pleasure if you can stimulate their intellect, gentlemen. I'm just throwing some tools out there. They don't care about how big you are. They don't care about if you got 6-pack, 2-pack, a dad bod, whatever it is you got. They don't care about that. If you can't do nothing to this, you could try to lay the smack down for maybe a couple of weeks, but after a while, they're gonna be like, look, I'm sorry. We need to change the narrative, sir, because this ain't working. So again, I'm just throwing another tool, and I'm gonna close lastly. So pretty much we have to understand that sitting completely still changes things. Sometimes we have to take a space. We have to take a time out from our busy careers, our jobs, whatever, kids, whatever it is. We have to take that space to think and realize, do I really want to change my narrative, or do I want to continue to reap the same thing year in, year out, and keep being a man hater, keep being a woman hater, and we'll never change the narrative because of what Tyrone or what Shaniqua did to me? Okay, we need to stop that. So we need to understand that we need to sit in a place and a space. And if for all of you believers, you already know where I'm going to go with this. we need to have a connection called relationship, not religion, because religion ain't working. Because if religion was working, we wouldn't be having these panels talking about it in the first place. It takes relationship to rebuild your soul so you can love unconditionally. I'm the Psalmist Voice. That was my final thought. I'm done dropping the mic. Love y'all. Bravo Nation. I'm out.
Thank you, Pastor Chris. He is done. He said, create your own narrative. That was good. I again want to thank everybody for tuning in, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed Open Mic Poetry Night. I promise you we're going to do it again so that we can get to the next level of love and poetry and happenings and just good conversation. At the end of the day, I love that we have free, open conversation because it's, it's whatever needs to be said. We want to make sure it gets said. We are not so stuck. We're here to help. We're here to support as people navigate their way through healing, through growth, and just to encourage you to keep pushing forward. So again, I do want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you to my panel, my poetic partner, my sister, the distinguished Toastmaster, to the Psalmist Voice, aka Pastor Chris. I am your Thursday night host, Lady Dawn B. Always here on Thursdays at 7 p.m. on the Bravo with Sheila Network. And I want to end this with this poem, this little freestyle poem that I wrote the other day. Just came to me off the top of my head when I was thinking about this, about tonight and this program. And we're talking about, let's talk about love when loved right. And again, it's not just about when loved right in a male-female relationship. The key is when loved right, when I'm loving me right, then I can learn how to love others right. And then I can also learn how to be loved right. So this poem is called Only With You. This is going to be in the next book. This is like I said, so y'all bear with me, okay? Because I wrote it and I'm putting it out there. Fix your face, partner. Fix your face. You look scared. She knows how I get down. Anyway, it's called Only With You. And here we go. I want to be in love, but only if it's with you. I want to fall in love, but only if it's with you. See, you have somehow found that forbidden place and turned it into a completely safe space where I can begin to unwind and my heart starts to remind me how love is really supposed to be, where my walls start to come down brick by brick, piece by piece, layer by layer. My fears are falling out of place and I'm open, vulnerable, naked, shy, but not ashamed. Because you smile at every scar, run your fingers on every line. You gently wipe every tear before it has a chance to fall from my eyes. You're not afraid of the residue that remains from my pain. In fact, you keep reminding me that is why you even came, to change my sensory memory into something new, like fresh reset, into something I can live and breathe in, to give me a love I will never forget, a love I will never regret, a love that transcends all space and time, beyond words and materialistic things. It's a love that neither of us can deny, nor do we even try. Why would we? Better yet, why should we? We've walked through hell of our mistakes. We paid the price for the choices that we made. We learned the lessons of not loving ourselves, and now we find one another inside of each other. We found that something we didn't expect, the safety of what love should be, and for once, neither of us has any regrets. You make right feel wrong because I've been operating in wrong for so long that it seemed like right didn't exist. You woke up what's right within your words that feel like you. Kiss me gently, passionately, with intentionality, and make everything else fade away, and I no longer remember. You haven't even touched me, but you touched me, unlike any other touch I've experienced before. It is of the soul and creates matter. It's of the spirit and breathes life back into dry places. It is of the heart and rebuilds and refills all that's broken and cracked spaces. So I want to be in love, but only if it's with you. And I want to fall in love, but only if it's with you.
Come on. Yes, ma'am.
That right there. Woo. Welcome and thank you for joining.
I got nothing.
She's got nothing. Just a quick check it out. We set it up a procedure this week, Tuesday. Just try to this one. Yes, that is again that was a little freestyle that came to me this week while we talking about let's talk about love and when loved right. So find your person, okay, and let them know I want to be in love, but only if it's with you. I'm just saying. I'm your Thursday night host, Lady Dawn B. Thank you guys for joining. I hope again that you would join us again on next week, next Thursday. It's going to be a great time. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. We love you here at Bravo. Let's do it again and again. Hang out.
If having hope is dangerous, call me Eagle Knievel. You leading on the wrong side, living with peasant needles. So lethal, made Shane Black wanna write a sequel. Cause I snuggle my dream till it's seen as illegal. And I still probably will, cause I can never give up. I got my goals calling me, how could I never pick up? Either we make up or just break up, and the snake hits get the rake up. Yeah, selfish, I'ma cake up if I don't shake me to wake up. Let my depression catapult me to succession. Shine a light on my imperfections like a projection. Every struggle and lesson, your issues ain't your oppression. Never got a question, they pushing me to progression like I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Congratulations on the celebration. I know I don't whip out and need no validation. No congratulations on no celebration. I know I don't whip out and need no validation. Yeah.